Hey, what's up, folks? I only make this video for people who are trying to quit, so don't give me shit. I'm not trying to hear it. Alright, I'm not going back and forth with you. But for my people who are trying to quit smoking weed, as I've done fairly recently, and I've done many times before, I've been off weed for years at a time, um, I want to finally put this video out, because when I was contemplating quitting one of the last few times that I did quit, I was looking at a video on it. I wanted to get myself hyped up, because every time I embark on something new, I always got to get myself hyped up, as I've said many times before. But I'm going to take a look at the list. It's backwards. I thought I'd be able to see it this way. Plus, it's in Spanish, basically, it's in cursive. So the first thing is just time. And, of course, you can put it in a little pipe, get a little quick hit, whatever. But the timing adds up, because let's say you do roll your weed up, that takes a little bit of time. But again, every second matters. The time that you may be spending waiting for the supply, or you going to the supply, it takes time. All right, and then you like to do other things with it, get the right music going, get the right food, the right television show, whatever it is. But actually, more on food later. But anyway, the next thing is energy. I realized that it was taking away a lot of my energy. By the time, let's say I wake up at 6 o'clock, by the time 12 o'clock hit, I was pretty tired. That come from smoking once, smoking multiple times, whatever it is. It took away from my energy that I could have been spending on something else. Now, if you still want to smoke, the alternative to that is smoke towards the end of the day. It's a great option, actually. If you want to wean yourself off, or you just don't want to stop smoking, you save it for the end of the day. Now, I'm not trying to be an enabler. If you really do want to quit, you know what I'm saying? Just pay attention to that first part. The second part, leave it alone. So the next part is obviously money. Okay, so as your tolerance gets higher, you probably end up spending more money. Probably end up spending more money on food and other things that you probably don't need or want, really. Because when you high, there's certain places you just can't go. When you high, you don't want to go to the mall. You don't want to go to the grocery store for show. Yeah, and this is coming from somebody who loves food more than I probably love myself. But you're just spending more money. All right, it really adds up. Even if you spend, let's say, $40 a month. Some of you spend $40 a week. Probably even more than that, man. So, and with the money you save, you can put it towards other things, investments, gifts, whatever, whatever, man. Put it away. So you save money. That's obvious. So the next thing is apathy. That's a big one for me. I have found myself to be extremely apathetic when using, kind of the in between high thing coming down, just apathetic to the world around me, not really connecting with other people's emotions, feelings, what they stand for, and really putting up a wall between me and everybody else. And I was okay with that for a great deal of my life, but now that I have a daughter, like, I really want to experience the joy that she has with her. So I want to be on her frequency. I want to have that natural high going. I want to have a natural high in general, and to be able to connect with people on a more realistic level. So more on that too when we're talking about connections. So the next thing is anxiety. I know that a lot of people use weed for the anxiety and things like that. And I'm not about to take away from people's experience, going through trauma, abuse, all those things, heartbreak, and which can lead to a lot of anxiety. And so I definitely do understand self-medicating for that. But it's one of those things where, let's say, there's a vibrational level. So if you're depressed and feeling anxious and all that, you are going to be lower on the vibrational level than where you would be under the influence of alcohol as well. But we're talking about weed. So it will bring you up, but it's not going to keep you up. So you have to keep using to stay up on that vibrational level. You have to stay high, smoke more, and things like that. The alternative to that, just off top, without using any other substances, is to rip the band-aid off, face it head on, do what's necessary for that given situation. Exercise, if you got to talk to people, if you got to go to therapy, if you got to meditate, if you got to journal, whatever it is. Cold showers, of course, helps with anxiety. I always got to mention that. But it fuels the anxiety. And the next thing, actually, dependency. It makes you dependent, you know. So it gets to the point, the more you smoke, it's like, damn, I can't watch this without smoking. I mean, you probably won't say this, but your actions, you know, do all the talking. So you can't eat without smoking. You can't sleep without smoking. You can't go out without smoking. Can't have a good time without smoking. You know, TV, all those things without smoking. And I think it just really caps your upside of how much joy you could be having. You know what I'm saying? And also, like, when you smoke so much and then you finally choose to embark on a life of sobriety feels like a high in itself, truly, for real. But dependency. All right, so you want your dependency to lie solely within. You want to be able to depend on yourself, you know, your own mental fortitude, your ability to persevere, your ability to exercise your willpower. All right, so dependency. The next thing is a false sense of community. So I've seen this with myself, and it's interesting. I get to see this with my brother, with one of my brothers. It's like when you smoke, you hang around a bunch of people who smoke, and if they stop smoking and you stop smoking, you're probably not going to be around each other too much. That doesn't mean the love is lost or whatever, but it does leave a void. It changes the routine, and you know, it's like you don't even have a friend anymore. It's like you don't even have friends, because it's kind of a community. You know, we get together, we smoke, we talk shit, we do what we do. But that seems to change a lot when you stop smoking. Now, it doesn't have to be that way. You can hang around people who smoke just fine. You know what I'm saying? You may not be on the same frequency. In fact, I'm pretty sure you won't be on the same frequency, and that's the downside of it. So I'm really fond of having connections with people that just doesn't depend on whether or not there's going to be some substance use or not. So false sense of community. The next thing, you have a sharper mind without. All right. And I think that's the first thing that I noticed, first positive that I noticed that comes into play once you quit, you know, smoking weed, is that I mean, you seem to think a lot faster. You have a quicker response. You don't have to, you know, take as much time to get the desired answer, outcome, problem solving. You know, all these things is needed. And me, as an entrepreneur, as a full-time entrepreneur, I have to be as sharp as possible. Maybe somewhere down the road, when I'm winning and everything's automated, I can smoke myself a little weed, you know, call it a vacation or whatever. But I like where I'm at right now, truly. I'm not faking this. I'm not faking this, guys. I really like the way that I feel right now, and it's better than the I would say the inconsistency that came from me smoking. You know, I never knew if I was going to be up, down, if I had the energy, if I was going to be kind, if I was going to be angry, you know, all those things. So I just have a sharper mind. The next thing, better habits. So when you have a void, you know, naturally you want to fill it with something else. Now, obviously this can translate to, let's say, if you stop smoking, then maybe you pick up drinking. You know, you start drinking more, or you start smoking cigarettes, or more, you know, more cigarettes, more sugar. See, that's one thing. I had a huge craving for sugar, which has plateaued, but I had a huge spike in that. But I started to take that time to just apply myself more to my craft. You know, even open up the gates to play some video games and do some more journaling, more reading. You know what I'm saying? Since I'm getting sharper, I'm like, okay, well, let me keep feeding that flame. So I'm definitely sharper. I'm definitely on point. All right, so I'm having better test matches and things like that. So the next thing is the smell, which it may matter to you, it may not, but me personally, I don't like the attention. All right, I don't like the attention when I'm like, all I'm doing is just smoking some weed, bro. It's not that big of a deal. But like I would go into the Chipotle or something, and of course there are ways around that, but I don't even want to have to go through that process, But go to Chipotle and people want to look at me, want to turn around. I'm like, all right, we might as well just tell me what it is. I know what it is. Yeah, I smell like weed and things. And then people, and then the other people gonna let you hear about it. Damn, it smells like weed in here. Your grandma gotta tell you about it. Your mom gotta give you some shit. That really blows your high. It's just unnecessary. It makes you want to stay away from people. I didn't really like that. I want to be able to walk everywhere without people having to tell me about myself because I use a substance. So now people want to tell me about myself. It's probably something personal. They telling me about me and not the substances. I don't want to hear about the substances. All right, I use the substances. All right, be done with that. So that's a conversation that I don't want to have. Like I'm serious business these days. All right, I leave that low level shit alone. But anyway, and the final thing, it might not matter a lot to you. It doesn't matter to me. Is jobs. All right. You always coming up with these. We come up with these creative ways to get the job. Get somebody else's urine. Everybody's urine is dirty now. Then you use a woman's urine and surprise, you're pregnant. So you use your girlfriend or your wife's urine. So not only do you not get the job, but you got a baby on the way that you didn't know about. So there you go. But that's not a big deal to people who work for themselves, obviously. And they're gonna buckle down on the drug testing because it's easy to get away with. So now they're doing cotton swabs and things like that. But also, a lot of jobs aren't going to check you for marijuana use, and I think that's positive. So that's why I put that towards the end of the list. I probably should have put something greater. I probably should have just took this off. But jobs. But another reason why we bring it up is because it gets you in the mindset of, okay, well, what job can I get that I won't have to be tested for? So that's capping your upside as far as how much money you'll make. You try to stay away from the government jobs, just any job that may mention having drug tests. So what does that leave you with? It leaves you with a lot of jobs where it's like construction. Well, construction is a pretty good one. They probably won't piss test you unless also you're a part of a school. Then they are going to drug test you. But again, they're not doing the cotton swab thing right now. But that's it, man. So I make this video for people who actually want to quit. I'm not trying to convince anybody to quit. For all I care, you can be smoking crack while purchasing meth. You know what I'm saying? This is me, just to give you a little push if you were considering, because I done been a part of the weed culture heavily, man. Like, so no judgment here. Definitely no judgment. I just want the best for anybody who can receive this message. All right. So, and yes, you can enjoy your life completely sober. All right. You may have to reteach yourself how to do things. How to have a good time and what to do or whatever. But I believe it's worth it overall. Better quality of life, man. Because although weed will bring you up, there are levels above that. You know what I'm saying? From a vibrational standpoint. So, best wishes.